Lincoln East, Bellevue East. It's the kind of matchup you dream about in Class A. Dream about why? Well, because these two teams haven't played each other this year. They've been ranked 1 and 2 the entire season. They both feature very athletic, very talented basketball players. The unfamiliarity plus all of that talent and great coaching is going to equal to, I think, going to be one of the best Class A finals we've seen in a long time.
Yes, and they've all got their good strengths. They're both very well-coached teams, and this gym, John, you can just feel it. It's a buzz ever since these teams took the floor for warm-up, so it's going to be a great Class A final.
You're taking a look at some of the fine players. You've got to start with Jenna Cole, who I think really came of age as a great player in the state tournament 1 year ago. Almost single-handedly helped her team come back against Lincoln Southeast, couldn't get it done. Then you have Melissa Hinckley, who made the game-winning shot yesterday. For Bellevue East, their guard play is so very smooth and very, very fast. Chevelle Herring, Yvonne Turner, fantastic players on the perimeter.
Yeah, and I think with the stars, though, I think it's going to come down to maybe the supporting cast. We know who the great players are, but who is going to step up with the supporting cast and be the hero, we'll have to find out.
We'll look forward to it. Should be a great one. Bellevue East, Lincoln East coming up next.
All across the state, Nebraskans use electricity every day. And that electricity is 100% publicly owned. So profits don't go to stockholders, but are returned to Nebraskans. And because the power is supplied to Nebraskans by Nebraskans, it's reliable. Always there when you need us. NPPD, together with your local public power utility.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just two examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Be more connected with mymptv.org. Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
Lincoln East and Bellevue East, the Class A girls final coming up here in just a few moments. We saw in the last game, Banner County, a team who had been in this final last year, came up short. They fell short again today. We have three teams all together who are here for the second straight year trying to atone for last year's failures. Lincoln East is another one. They came up short against Lincoln Southeast. What are going to be the keys if Lincoln East is going to overcome what they couldn't do last year?
Oh, man, they're going to have to make the plays down the stretch, I think, and get the big shots from the players like they did yesterday in that semifinal game. The players like Annie Rice, like Rachel Schwartz, because you know that Bellevue East is familiar with what Jenna Cole and Melissa Hinckley can do.
Let's meet the starters and the reserves. Bellevue East, Lincoln East, the Class A final. Here's Rich Broderson.
On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, welcome to the Bob Devaney Sports Center for the 2004 Nebraska High School Girls State Basketball Tournament. Now for today's Class A championship game between the 23-1 Lincoln East Spartans and the 24-4 Bellevue East Chieftans. Here are the lineups. First, the non-starters for Lincoln East. Number 22, Jamie Tomasek. Number 30, Jenna Schultz. Number 34, Amanda Leitner. Number 40, Allison Ehlers. Number 42, Whitney Wells. Number 44, Dana Duree. And number 52, Rachel Anderson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the non-starters for Bellevue East. Number 4, Jaquana Watts. Number 22, Nakia Armstrong. Number 23, Jessica Powers. Number 32, Rebecca Marsh. Number 33, Trayton Yates. Number 35, Amanda Cook. And number 42, Amber Quinn. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the starting lineup for the Lincoln East Spartans. A 5'7" junior, number 10, Annie Rice. A 5'11" senior, number 12, Jenna Cole. A 5'10" senior, number 14, Sarah Sedlak. A 5'9" junior, number 20, Rachel Schwartz. And a 5'11" senior, number 32, Melissa Hinckley. The assistant coaches for the Spartans are John Strain, Jeff Pierce, Mark Google, and Jessica Jensen. And the head coach for Lincoln East is Todd Mittmesser. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the Bellevue East Chieftans. A 5'5" junior, number 13, Chevelle Herring. A 5'8" sophomore, number 24, Bonnie Turner. A 5'9" sophomore, number 40, Jasmine Mosley. A 5'11" senior, number 44, Janelle Bryan. And a 6'1" junior, number 50, Katie Holman. The assistant coaches for the Chieftains are Larry Kuipers, Andrew Havelka, Jessica Carlisle, Gary Wood, Brian McKinley, and Bob Westtrack. And the head coach for Bellevue East is Scott Jensen.
So it's Bellevue East and Lincoln East, both teams getting psyched up and ready to play. Between these two teams, they have lost a grand total of 1 game to Class A opposition. That was Lincoln East's lone loss earlier this season, late in the regular season, to Lincoln Northeast. The Spartans were here last year. The Chieftains were here 2 years ago and won it. 25-4 record, but of those losses, 1 came to South Sioux City, the other 3 came to out-of-state opponents in a tournament that they played in outside of the state of Nebraska. So when you look at these two teams, no doubt about it, the cream of the crop in Class A is on this floor this afternoon.
Absolutely. We won't be complaining that maybe the wrong teams met each other or one team had the home court, or there's no excuses here. The best teams on center stage here in the state of Nebraska, and that's how it should be, John.
One of the X factors, and you mentioned it, we talk about the great guards and the speed and the athleticism on this team, but one thing that Bellevue East has that Lincoln East really doesn't have is a true post player.
That's right.
Katie Holman, the 6'1" junior, can play the post. That is her predominant role. She is a streaky shooter, a little off and on sometimes. We saw that in the last 2 games, but she is something that Lincoln East does not have and that they did not face in their first 2 matchups here at state.
Boy, Bellevue East has 2 players just shading Jenna Cole that last time there. They want to know where she is.
Sarah Sedlak, Sedlak had it then to Jenna Cole. In the corner, open for Rice, takes the 3. No good, and the rebound pulled down by Janelle Bryan. 5'11" senior. She too will be a big factor today, averaging 13 points. 4 starters for Bellevue East, average in double figures. Bonnie Turner for 3. Off no good. And the ball was last touched by Rachel Schwartz. She got her hand on it. She and Mosley were fighting for it. And I think if Schwartz had let it go, it would have been okay. It would have been Lincoln East basketball, but not the case. Turner knocked away. Cole swats it into the hands of Rice. Into the front court. Jenna Cole Great athletic ability. Takes it in strong. Missed the shot. Rebound. Hinckley. Basket. Good. Lincoln East up 2-0. And I think you could see early on the officials may let him play a little bit here.
Well, I hope so, because that's how a Class A championship could be. Melissa Hinckley converts on that last bucket. She is the reason why Lincoln East is here today. The winning bucket in that game yesterday against Millard West, in a game that went right down to the wire.
Foul is on Sarah Sedlak. First foul against either team. 2-0 Lincoln East. The Spartans are in the blue. Bellevue East, the number 2 seed, but the number 1 ranked team in the state, wearing white. These two just swapped the ranking and the seed for these two teams. Shot off the back iron, no good by Katie Holman. Again, very streaky. She was 0 for 9 from the field on day 1, 8 of 9 yesterday. Shot up short by Rachel Schwartz. Rebound Bellevue East. Chevelle Herring, very quick guard and can nail the 3. Herring, number 13, the smallest player on the floor.
And you'll see that 2-3 zone right now for the Lady Spartans. You mentioned they don't have a natural post player, but Jenna Cole and Melissa Hinckley cover a lot of ground. They play bigger than what they are.
And they can get up in the air. Bryant across the floor. Run and gun, but then again, so good is Lincoln. And there's kind of a feeling out process that usually happens with teams who are not familiar with each other, as we have another foul on Lincoln East. That one's going to go.
Fouled Janelle Bryant. Ball's not her first love, but she's a heck of an athlete. You saw it right.
Volleyball recruit, a 5'9" junior. 4-0 Lincoln East. 5.5 minutes to go. Great touch underneath. Schwartz open. Good.
A lot of opportunities to start the game for Lincoln East. Players are open down the floor, and the Spartans are spotting those players and converting.
Now, Lincoln East got off to a fast start yesterday, and then Millard West came back, and the Spartans had to rally from behind in the late moments to win. And Bellevue East, believe me, they're a team offensively. No lead is safe. This is Bonnie Turner, transfer from Miller South, and an honorable mention All-State last year as a freshman. We're going to have a timeout. Scott Jensen of the Chieftains wants a 30-second timeout with 4:48 left to go here in the first quarter. Lincoln East off to a very quick start. Back-to-back baskets. Cole initializing the break, getting it down the floor, and pressing at all times.
Yeah, here you see the play. Jenna Cole can do so many things. Can rebound, outlet. Sarah Sedlak doesn't score a lot of points, but the senior, good court awareness, finds Rachel Schwartz that time for the layup. And this start is exactly what Scott Jensen for Bellevue East did not want. They've got to slow down this Lincoln East attack, because the Spartans, if they get on a roll, they can blitz you, but they had the tendency to be streaky. As you said yesterday against Millard West, a great start, and then they went like the whole second quarter with maybe one field goal.
They're up 6-0 early on. You'll recall in last year's state championship, the Spartans got off to a slow start and never could recover against Lincoln Southeast. Drive in, open this time, and Janelle Bryan has the first two for the Chieftains. 6-2 in favor of Lincoln East.
Nice move that time by Bryant, finding the baseline.
Hinckley around for Rice. Rice being guarded by Chevelle Herring. And we'll have a foul on Herring. It's on the floor. First foul against Bellevue East.
Number 13, Chevelle Herring, first personal foul.
Sarah Sedlak will inbound for Lincoln East. Their head coach, Todd Mittmesser. You won't find a more intense individual coaching in state girls basketball. He's always got that look on his face of intensity. Pull-up jumper short.
Rarely do you see that from Jenna Cole.
Yeah, she's been off on her first two shots in this one.
It looked like she didn't really want to take that shot, even though she did.
6-2, Chieftains down, but with the basketball. Herring wants to take it in all the way by herself. And the foul is on the floor. Herring can do that. She can spot up from three, but she can also take it right down the lane as Annie Rice commits the foul. And we have a timeout on the floor. 4:05 left to play. First quarter, Lincoln East 6, Bellevue East 2.
Programming on NETV is made possible by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Hello, I'm Nancy Zeman of Sewing with Nancy. Join me in wishing NETV well as they celebrate 50 years of service to Nebraska.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
Just underway here, the Class A championship. Lincoln East enjoying a 4-point lead over Bellevue East. 4 minutes to go.
Underneath, Turner, no. Turner with a layup opportunity. 6-2 Spartans. Rice takes it all the way in and scores.
Beautiful, beautiful drive. Annie Rice, nice recognition.
She has been above her average in the state tournament. Averages 5 points, but scored 9 yesterday and 7 against Lincoln High. Herring will take the three. Nope, over the top of the backboard. And it will be Lincoln East basketball, and Herring's going to take a breather here. Kind of a slow start for her. She's been kind of the spark that gets the Chieftains off and running.
And I'd say maybe one of the best natural point guards we're going to see all day today on Championship Saturday. Slow start there.
In the corner, open three, missed. Rebound pulled down by Mosley. To the corner, that's Bryan and Mosley. Turner will take the three. Too long. No good, and a reach-in foul going to come up here against Amber Quinn, who is in the game for the first time.
I'll say this, I think the fact that Lincoln East had such a tough semifinal game and Bellevue East kind of breezed through theirs with Lincoln Southeast, even though they were challenged late, I think that works to the Spartans' benefit a little bit. They've been tested, and I think that was a good wake-up call for them, because in this early going, they clearly look like the team that's more ready to play.
There are a couple of players off of the Bellevue East Championship team from 2 years ago, Janelle Bryan being one of them. But Lincoln East was here last year. And in a game of unfamiliarity, when the two teams hadn't played each other, here's a nice drive to the basket, and Annie Rice, back-to-back possessions, doing a nice job of going right down the baseline.
She has been money in the bank these last 2 days. Like we said, East has got the great stars, but they've also got the supporting cast, and Rice is one of them.
Drive in, and off the side of the rim. Nothing is going right now for Bellevue East. They have been so close, as Janelle Bryan will go to the free throw line, but we have had so many shots kind of trickle off the edge of the rim. The foul is on Jenna Cole. That's her second. Something worth keeping an eye on, too. With 2:18 left here in the first quarter.
Such an interesting history with these two teams, though, with Bellevue East 2 years ago. Remember, they just beat Lincoln Southeast in that tight game right down to the end for the Class A title. And then last year, it was Southeast beating this Lincoln East team in practically the exact same starting five that we're seeing right now for the Spartans. Both of these teams have had a taste of center court here on Championship Saturday. We'll see who's more hungry, though, in the next few hours.
Dana Dury and Allison Ehlers now in for the Spartans, as we'll get free throws from Janelle Bryan. No good. Wow. Bellevue East having a hard time finding friendly rims here. This is Ehlers trapped in the corner to Annie Rice. Rice in. Tried to find Sedlak, who was cutting in left baseline, but the pass was off and away. 2 minutes left, first quarter.
Bellevue East really needs a bucket here. They haven't been able to string anything together. Look for Chevelle Herring from the outside right here.
To the free throw line, now outside. This is Jaquana Watts. And the struggles continue for the Chieftains. 95 seconds left here in the first quarter. Hinckley back out to Rice. Wanted to try that same move that time. Cut off at the baseline by Wells. Through the lane. Hinckley outside. Rice will take three. No good. Rebound. Tracked down by Sarah Sedlak. Inside and a foul, this time on Wells. You can see what they want to do. They want to send Hinckley right through the lane and create scoring opportunities, and they will create an opportunity, at least a foul here, but at least the die has been cast, if you will. That's what Lincoln East wants to do with Hinckley. She is about as close to a post player as Lincoln East has. And there she is. Hinckley with 4, and Lincoln East has a 10-point lead.
And very uncharacteristic for Bellevue East to give up points like that right out of the inbounds play. Scott Jensen must be going nuts over there on the sideline.
Herring will take 3. And they're still looking for field goals. Down the floor, in the corner, Sedlak, 3. Long, rebound. Lincoln East had 2 players fighting for it, and Bellevue East is going to end up with a basketball. Bonnie Turner will come back in, number 24 for Bellevue East. She's been quiet as well. It's been a tough first quarter of offensive basketball for Bellevue East. They've had shots, just haven't made them. Herring will pull up here and is short. Boy, the touch just isn't there. They're going to play for one shot. Todd Mittmesser yelling out instructions with 25 seconds left in the period, and the Spartans with a 10-point lead.
He likes to take Melissa Hinckley, just clear out, isolate her. His best one-on-one player. You'll probably see her take it to the goal here one-on-one.
Here she goes with 10 seconds left. Up and under. Shot is good. With 6 seconds left, Bellevue East has to get back. Here comes Herring into the front court. She'll put up a half-court shot, and just like everything else in the first quarter, Bellevue East off the mark. Spartans by a dozen after one.
Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Brought to you by Nebraska's beef producers.
Programming on NETV is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 800-666-3721.
Beginning of the second quarter, this has been all Lincoln East, enjoying a 14-2 lead over Bellevue East. The question, though, can they keep this offense up? Yesterday, they fell flat after a hot first quarter, John.
Well, we will see. Still some reserves on the floor. Dana Duree, number 44, had it for a moment. Here's another one underneath. That's Allison Ehlers. Put back, no, and a foul. Will have free throws. Allison Ehlers, a 5'11 junior, averaging 3 points and 3 rebounds a game. To the foul line. The foul is on Jasmine Mosley. That's her first, team's fourth for the Chieftains. Jenna Cole will check in at the next buzzer.
It's kind of nice. You can take Jenna Cole out of the game and still not lose the beat.
Well, and then you take Cole out and you replace Annie Rice, one of the guards. You've got players that can play a couple of different positions.
All the right parts for Messer's team this year.
And senior experience and championship game experience. Turner, most of the time she'd take that open shot, but she didn't. Bellevue East understandably gun shy. Here's Holman, yes.
There you go.
Katie Holman with her first field goal. And it's 16-4. Bellevue East struggling mightily offensively in this first half. Opening minute of play here in the second quarter.
Turnover.
And that's that Bellevue East defense forcing the turnover down the floor, and Herring smartly backs it up and will take the three.
There it is.
And it's good.
Yeah,
nope, it's two.
She's not bashful. I mean, she's missed her first 4 or 5 shots, but Chevelle Herring, plenty of guts.
Up and under, Cole rolls off. Trying to create something on penetration and can't do it. And she has yet to tally a point in this game. Another three from Herring. Rolls out. She started to feel it. Maybe an ill-advised shot. It was deeper than she normally takes it, and it was guarded. Underneath, and a big block by Holman, but they're going to call her for the foul. Oh, it sounded like she got nothing but leather on that one.
How about Chevelle Herring? Boy, I mean, she's got the green light whenever she wants it, it looks like, from her coach, Scott Jensen. You know, we saw Chevelle Herring in this game 2 years ago as a freshman. She really was impressive in that game against Lincoln Southeast. Here she is as a junior, one of the top point guards in the state. A slow start so far, but it looks like starting to pick it up.
Allison Ehlers makes the first of 2 free throws. 11-point lead for Lincoln East. They're another one of those teams who have racked up multiple state championships and are trying to make their way up the ladder, as we have called it. But it's been a few years since they worked out their last one.
Well, Lincoln East 1987 was the last year. So it's been a long time. They're hungry for one on the girls' side.
18-6, East again by 12. A drive, a baseline jumper, and good. Janelle Bryan.
Nice looking shot by Janelle.
Cole. Hinckley will spin her way in and put up a wild shot. That was good defense that time by Bellevue East. Turner down the floor. Herring, too much. She's 5'5", she can get up in the air, but that pass was too tall even for her. And we'll see Annie Rice come in, back into action. 5:55 left to go, second quarter. Lincoln East leads by 10 in the Class A final.
Live coverage of the 2004 State High School Basketball Championships is brought to you in part by Nebraska Wesleyan University is a recognized liberal arts college in Nebraska and is distinguished by its commitment to critical inquiry, innovative teaching, and honors quality education for all students. E10 unleaded with ethanol helps Nebraska and its communities. Nebraska farmers and others who support E10 unleaded with ethanol say, "Let's get with it, Nebraska." Nebraska Center for Nursing, a career for a lifetime. On the web at centerfornursing.org. Balance Pro, used on more than 21 million acres. That's the power of recharge. Southeast Community College offers more than 40 technical and academic transfer programs and a variety of continuing education classes. There's no limit to what you can do with an education from SCC. The Nebraska Agriculture Industry Partnership, helping all Nebraskans appreciate the importance of livestock producers to our state and its citizens. Nebraska Livestock, we're all shareholders.
The Class A final starting to pick up some steam. Lincoln East enjoys a 10-point lead over Bellevue East, but it looks like the Lady Chieftains are starting to find their rhythm, John.
18-8, and they bring pressure in the backcourt. Hinckley up ahead to Rice, who's back in the game. Nice pass underneath, wide open, yes. Rachel Schwartz off the pass from Annie Rice, who has been a star here today. Herring behind the back, wild in the lane, and traveled. You can see she's kind of feeling anxious to have to create something because right now she's being outshined by Annie Rice.
Oh man, Annie Rice is just playing lights out. I mean, getting her teammates the basketball in the right spots, knocking down shots, doing it all.
Cole trap. Gets it away to Rice. Back to Cole. 20-8 Lincoln East. Well, they haven't really lost the intensity of the first quarter, something they did yesterday. Sedlak, here's Cole. Takes it in, backs it out. Open three. Short by Schwartz. Rebound. Here goes Cole. No. And last touch by Lincoln East. You know, all of this is happening without Jenna Cole scoring a point yet so far.
Yeah, I said before the game, this is not a team made up of just two stars. A lot of supporting cast for Lincoln East and great athletes. Not just basketball players, but athletes. That's what they have.
20-8. Turner in the corner for Bryan. And Jenna Cole got her knee on it, kicked it out of bounds. Inside, there's the player they need to get it to.
Melissa Hinckley had good position that time. She's going to get whistled for the foul. Looked like she had all ball, but let's take a look at this one again. Timed it perfectly. Maybe got a little of the arm on the shot.
Well, one of the other things, too, is the official is shielded by the defensive player, and so sometimes you have to almost assume the call. Bellevue East 0 for 3 at the line, and Katie Holman. And the second one almost bounced out. Spartans have been in command from the very beginning. They're trapping at half court. Ball tipped away. Rice with good poise. Gets it back. Throws a bomb down the floor. And it works to Sedlak. Oh, what great ball movement. It started with Rice, and it finishes with Sarah Sedlak.
How's that for teamwork, John?
Unbelievable teamwork. And knowing where your teammates are on the floor at all times. That's exactly what that was, because I don't know how Rice got the pass off in the first place. How could she see? Open three in the corner. Rolls off no good.
Yeah, Schwartz has been close on those many times so far. One of those is going to go down soon.
That's not the only thing that hasn't worked so far, and Hinckley's going to get whistled with another foul. As both she and Holman went up for the ball at the same time. Nope. Yeah, that's right. It is on Hinckley. I beg your pardon. It is on Hinckley.
And for the Spartans, number 40, Allison Ehlers. And for the Chieftans, number 40, Jasmine Mosley.
And she will come out of this game, Will Hinckley. Allison Ehlers will check in for her. Spartans by a baker's dozen here. Under 4 minutes to go here in this first half. There's Holman.
Katie Holman.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be up to Katie Holman to get this offense generated.
Looks like the best option right now, doing a nice job of flashing towards that middle. And you're right, Lincoln East may have a hard time matching up with her if she gets hot.
Cole underneath, still looking for her first two, but Ehlers there to clean it up. And Todd Mittmesser wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Chevelle Herring takes it outside. Bellevue East trying to get it into single digits. Keep waiting for that spurt out of them. They look underneath. Holman guarded by three players. It was last touched by Sedlak on the floor.
Oh boy.
That's their strategy right now, and Holman is pointing at her right knee as she limps off the floor.
That could be a key loss.
She's got a brace on it.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it's too serious, but definitely looks like she may have pulled something. She's going to take a seat right now.
Herring, a guarded three, almost there. Rebound put back, still no good. Rebound fought for, and the tie-up ball belongs to Bellevue East. So even without Holman down there, at least the Chieftans have some position underneath the basket to give themselves another opportunity.
You see, Bellevue East looks like such a smaller team without her in there.
Turner, long three, in and out. That has been the story of the day.
Players getting tangled up, bodies flying all over the place. Jasmine Mosley there, tied up with Jenna Cole. Rachel Schwartz, I'll tell you what, number 20, not afraid to mix it up down there. Really playing physical.
Jasmine Mosley called with a foul as a couple of number 40s went to the ground. Ehlers and Mosley back to back, and I believe they think it's a 1-and-1, but that's only the 16th foul against Bellevue East, and they've just whistled the officials over to clarify. It should be Lincoln East basketball, but not free throws. 16 fouls against Bellevue East. And they're still discussing it.
It looks like they're going to give it to Bellevue East.
Well, now the foul, wait a minute, the foul was whistled against Ehlers. I beg your pardon, against Mosley. That's what it was announced as.
Todd Messer wanted an explanation, and I don't know if he got one.
It should be Lincoln East basketball. The confusion is you had both players were number 40, and they both went tumbling to the ground, but the foul was called and announced on Mosley.
Boy, John, how do you pick these things up?
Well, I could read the lips.
I can tell you've done a lot of state tournaments.
Yeah. And I've been on the other side of the floor for PA, so I kind of understand what's going on over there. From the corner, once again, at times, Rachel Schwartz finally connects on a three, and it comes at a huge time for Lincoln East. They're up by 14.
Yeah, you knew it'd be a matter of time before one of those goes down. She's been so key in this East Championship run.
Oh, lost Turner trying to keep it alive, and does. Boy, those are some quick hands by Turner. It was all but lost. She's going to knife in and travel. Boy, who would have thunk it? 2 minutes to go in the first half, and Bellevue East, who averages 61 points a game, has 11. 2:08 to go before halftime. We're back with more after this.
Programming on NETV is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to help reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for soybean farmers and you.
The program was exceptional. The response was staggering. The impact is lasting and profound. On the air, on the web, and in your community, PBS touches millions of lives.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
Lincoln East really controlling this Class A championship thus far. 25-11, the lead over Bellevue East. The Spartans, man, we knew they were playing well, but so far they have just been on near flawless basketball.
Well, they have brought their A game, while Bellevue East, I wouldn't say they've been playing poorly. They've just missed some shots.
Oh, man.
Wide open.
Passing's just awesome.
These teams know, these players know where they are on the floor.
Wow.
A 16-point Lincoln East lead. Through the lane, and she traveled. Holman. And the frustrations continue to mount for the Chieftans. Now Bellevue East going to bring some pressure and try to change the scope of this game. All the way into the front court, Dana Duree. Under 90 seconds left. Ball rejected from behind. That's a good defensive play. Rebecca Marsh started that one off. And now Herring's going to take it and poked away from behind by Duree.
Well, Chevelle Herring's had a rough afternoon so far. Only 1 3 has gone down. She's turned the ball over. This has not been her day thus far. I really can't figure out this Lincoln East defense.
Open three. Holman takes it short. That's not her shot. A 16-point Lincoln East lead, and they're going to try to build on it here in the last minute of the first half. Dana Duree working against Rebecca Marsh.
Right now, Hinckley and Cole, both of the Spartan stars on the bench. Let's see what East can do without them.
Schwartz across. And the Spartans deliberately slowing things up. Sarah Sedlak at the free throw line. To the baseline. Oh, players collide, and that's going to be an over and back. Tough break for Lincoln East. But an advantageous break for Bellevue East, who has received really no breaks so far in this game. Nakia Armstrong and Jaquana Watts are in on this last possession, I would assume, offensively for the Chieftans.
They've got to have something positive to go into the locker room on. They really need a field goal.
Holman just did not shoot it right, and Duree stepped on the baseline, coming away with the loose ball. Boy, Bellevue East just needs something, anything, to go their way. The rims have not been friendly. And as a result, they have taken some shots that maybe they normally wouldn't. That ball was nearly stolen away. Oh, nice jump. Look at Turner getting up in the air and taking away a ball that, by all right and purpose, should have gone back to Lincoln East. Rice all the way in, corner for Duree, 6 seconds left. Sedlak up top with 4, over across the side. Here's Herring. Will she put it up at the buzzer? No. But boy, if that would have gone, that would have been a huge, huge lift for Bellevue East. As a result, Lincoln East will take a 14-point lead into the locker room, 27-13. And if you're Bellevue East right now, what do you do?
Well, you just got to keep doing what the things that got you here. I think they got a little out of their game and maybe took a few ill-advised shots there in that first quarter. It was a little better in the second quarter, but still not Chieftain basketball.
Scott Jensen, let's find out what's on his mind. The Chieftain coach is with Kyle D'Elia.
Coach, thanks. I know you want to get with your girls. Easy to look at, maybe say some shots aren't falling, but the bigger picture, how do you get control of the tempo, get control of the game? Most of it, they were doing what they wanted to do, right?
Yeah, we like to get up and down the court too, but they really pushed the ball up the court. They hit some shots. We didn't finish some shots, and they're playing very good defense against us. We got to hit some shots, though.
Okay. Go get your girls.
Thank you.
As Coach Jensen pointed out, you hit some shots, that'll automatically slow down the Spartans. It's a ball game, but Lincoln East in control after a half. 27-13, Spartans over the Chieftains. We're back after the break.
Wrong on that. It had a C in there. Okay.
A surprise here in Class A, a surprise not necessarily because one team is ahead of the other, but that the team that's behind has only scored 13 points. Bellevue East averaging over 60 a game. Only 13 points in the first half as Lincoln East has controlled the tempo. They have made the shots, while Bellevue East, as you heard from Scott Jensen, we just need to make some baskets. And unfortunately, they have not been able to do it here so far in the first half. But this is a very talented team, and things can change very quickly. Speaking of talent, Class A girls all-state teams, as voted on by the coaches, doing another fine job, and you can see that 3 out of the 5 are in this game. Melissa Hinckley and Jenna Cole from Lincoln East, and Yvonne Turner, Vonnie, she likes to call herself, Vonnie Turner from Bellevue East. But one player we didn't get a chance to see at state this year, who was really an impact player at Omaha Central, Crystal Howard, who could really dominate a game all by herself at times.
Yeah. Any one of these players can dominate a game all by themselves at times. And hey, Yvonne Turner got off to a slow start, came on in that first half, and then the big two for Lincoln East, Hinckley and Jenna Cole. Really, Cole, I don't even believe has scored so far.
No.
Ashley Hinckley has made some noise early on, but Cole not even in the scorebook yet, at least not field goal wise.
As we, and we'll take a look at the stats coming up here in our next segment as Believers and Achievers with the NSAA being saluted here at halftime, as we do traditionally the weekend of girls and boys state. Of course, boys state coming next week here to the capital city, and we look forward to all the games and bringing you all the championship games next week. But even after this one is done, we still have 3 more title games to go and some intriguing matchups that are still yet to come. But in the second half of this one, obviously Lincoln East wants to keep doing what they've been doing that has propelled them to this 14-point lead. For Bellevue East, what else can you do but just continue to shoot the ball and play your style of basketball?
Well, I think they just got to be patient on the offensive end, try and work the ball in. I think Holman was their best option in the first half. Katie Holman, that is the post player for Bellevue East, number 50. She was able to, string some nice shots together. I think what haunted them was some ill-advised shots from Chevelle Herring, and really they turnovers killed them, and they really didn't play transition defense. Too many open looks for Lincoln East. If they can shore that stuff up, they should be able to chip away at this lead and make a run. You can't cut away at this lead right away. You got to get it into single digits before the fourth quarter. They must do that.
And Lincoln East, we talked about the unfamiliarity with these two teams against each other. Obviously, the first half has happened now. Bellevue East has an idea of what Lincoln East tendencies are. But speaking of familiarity, how many times did we see in the first half Annie Rice leading things off on the break and making passes, just seemingly instinctively knowing where it is you have to go on the floor, when it looked like all she was doing was just trying to flail the ball wildly, but it was all by design. Lincoln East just knows where these players are. It's a sign of not only an experienced team, but a fundamentally and good practiced team.
Right, and I can't say enough about Annie Rice. Yesterday in that game against Millard West, they led by 3 points with about a minute to go, and Annie Rice, even though Hinckley had the winner, hit a big three-pointer to tie that game in a possession where they had the ball for about 35 to 40 seconds. It was Rice who dissected the defense, held the ball, was patient, and was able to get that three to tie up that game in that huge game yesterday, and it's carried right over to today. So like I said before the cast, and I'll keep harping on it, Lincoln East, they've got the stars, but they've got such a great supporting cast this year. A championship in Class A just may be destiny.
27-13, Lincoln East over Bellevue East. What we hope will be a very exciting second half of basketball coming up right after this. Lincoln East with a 14-point bulge at the half of the Class A Girls State Championship game. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. And as you can see, Bellevue East not shooting the ball well, just 6 of 28 in that first half, while Lincoln East at 42%. Turnovers relatively low, but look at rebounds. Big advantage for Lincoln East. Rachel Schwartz with 11 points. We've talked a lot about Annie Rice, but she's been doing it as a role player, and she's been playing her role very well. In fact, the two big stars for Lincoln East, Melissa Hinckley and Jenna Cole, have combined for just 6 points. But yet Lincoln East with that 14-point lead. Katie Holman leads the way for Bellevue East with 5. We'll be back. Second half is right around the corner. (27-13), Lincoln East with the lead over Bellevue East. As we near the second half of this Class A final, let's go down and meet with the Lincoln East coach, Todd Mittmesser.
Coach, I know you won't smile till another 16 minutes. Great game plan, great execution. You wanted to take the game to them, I guess, and is that what we're going to see more of in the second half?
Well, we want to attack their pressure as much as we can, make them pay for pressuring us. We're going to sit back in our zone, see if they can hit some shots from the perimeter.
Go get with your team, Coach.
Thank you, Kyle.
You got it. Coach Mittmesser, he's got to save his energy for the team. You know, talking to the principal at the break, I said, I love the guy's intensity. The principal said, that's why I hired him 5 years ago. They're 16 minutes away from their first state basketball girls title since 1987. Guys, we're back after the break.
One moment in American history, one place in time, one man with a vision.
Solomon Butcher, Frontier Photographer. Don't miss it March 21st at 7:30 Central Time on NETV.
The program was exceptional. The response was staggering. The impact is lasting and profound. On the air, on the web, and in your community, PBS touches millions of lives. For more on the forgetting and the fight against Alzheimer's disease, please visit pbs.org.
In the world of birds, nearly all males rely on their looks to attract a mate.
But if you haven't got the looks, how do you get the chicks? There's always thievery, vandalism, or artistic inspiration.
This is not a nest, it's an art gallery.
It's all in the name of love for flying Casanovas. Next time on Nova.
Tuesday night at 7 Central Time on NETV. From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
The second half about to begin here. Lincoln East with a 14-point lead over Bellevue East, 27-13. Just a second ago, we saw the Bellevue East players really trying to cheer each other up and motivate each other. This is it for them. One half to go. They got to make their push right now.
Spartans will have the basketball, though, to start things off in this second half. Sarah Sedlak. Her pass knocked away, but somehow she gets it back and then takes in a layup, and it rolls off the rim, but she will go to the line for free throws. Sarah Sedlak's kind of had a role change, and part of that has had to do with a knee injury she suffered last year. Sedlak was one of the leading scorers on this team last year, but her average has dipped, about cut in half. So she's had to take on a different role on this team.
You know, it always seems like, though, when anytime I'll visit their school or talk to any of their players, Sarah Sedlak, that shot always comes up against Omaha Westside from last year. She'll always remember that throughout her high school career.
It was that shot that got them into the state finals, and gave them an opportunity to win a state title where they came up short against Lincoln Southeast. Now they're up by 16. And as Todd Mittmesser promised, they're going to stay back in their zone and make them shoot from the outside. Turner's going to try to make something on the floor, and she's fouled. Well, you've got two very good, very quick guards in Herring and Turner. You might as well try to create something. And if you can't do that, at least draw a foul, and that's what they did there. The foul went on Rachel Schwartz. Holman fouled. As she goes up, she'll shoot two.
Alyssa Hinckley's going to pick up the foul. Hinckley, I don't know if she's going to stay in the game. McMesser may have to get her out. That's her third foul, John. That's a key moment in this ball game.
Yes, it is.
At the line, number 50, Katie Holman, shooting two.
Katie Holman with 5 points in the first half, make it 6. And sure enough, Hinckley will come out. Allison Ehlers will check in. Melissa Hinckley, part of the coaches All-State team. Holman makes them both, and it's back down to 14 points.
Bellevue East is going to make a run. It's just a matter of when, but you can sense they are not going to go down easy.
Sedlak down the floor to Schwartz. No good. Herring comes away with it. She's got a teammate down the floor, but because of the pressure by Schwartz, Herring could not pull the trigger on a pass. So they'll have to set up in their half court. Oh, Cole getting in the way. She keeps it alive. How did she do it? And the layup is good.
What a play. What a way to get on the scoreboard, too. Her first field goal of this game.
That ball was all but out of bounds. Here's Herring. Wild layup in the lane. Almost went down. Wow.
How did she keep that ball in bounds? If we can get a second look at that one, wow.
Whew, boy. Here it is.
Oh, man, dancing on those sidelines.
Yep. Be honest with you, I looked down on the floor when I saw the ball coming at us, and I could not tell. Baseball pass, wide open, touchdown.
Oh, that's just pretty.
Oh, John Gingrey, the head coach of the football team, is going to want to check out that arm.
Man.
That was a heck of a connection. 18-point lead, Lincoln East. 6:36 left, third quarter.
All across the state, Nebraskans use electricity every day. And that electricity is 100% publicly owned. So profits don't go to stockholders, but are returned to Nebraskans. And because the power is supplied to Nebraskans by Nebraskans, it's reliable. Always there when you need us. NPPD, together with your local public power utility.
Funding is provided in part by the Dr. Thomas and Dorothy Hallstrom Fund, created to support broadcasting of the Nebraska State High School basketball tournament.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
Lady Chieftains knew they'd be in for a battle, but they didn't know they'd be down 18 in this third quarter. Chevelle Herring handles at the top of the key.
Skip pass across the floor. Mosley, ball knocked in the air, but Bryan comes down with it to Herring. Bellevue East has had a tough go trying to find the friendly rims. Up and under move. Nice job by Janielle Bryan to give Bellevue East 2.
It's their best opportunity down low. They've had success making things happen down on the blocks and flashing players to the middle. Physical, wow.
Cole, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Bonnie Turner. Well, you can see what Lincoln East does when it comes right down to it, and they need to put the ball in the hands of their best handler. It always goes to number 12.
Here you see the look. That's Todd McMesser, what he will look like with no hair. I guess he told somebody he was going to shave his head if his team wins the state championship.
Well, we still got a long ways to go. Over 13 minutes to go before the Clippers come out. against a very good team. They're looking for a lob down low. And they draw the foul. Cole underneath. Lincoln East right now, and they are in an unenviable position where they can start to take some of those chances and push the ball inside, those high lob passes that we've seen in this game.
That's the third foul on Holman. I don't think Scott Jensen's going to go to his bench. I think he's going to keep her in there. When you're down 16 points, you got to leave everything you have on the floor.
But Cole misses the first free throw. Jenna Cole in the state tournament, 2 of 7 at the foul line yesterday. 12 of 18 on the first day. She makes 1 of 2 here. 17-point Lincoln East lead. Leaning in, Turner. Here's Annie Rice all the way in. Now she's trapped and throws it away. She had nowhere to go.
Yeah, maybe the first turnover for Annie Rice. Probably the worst decision she's made all day.
Here's Herring for 3. Oh, boy, did they need that, and it was just off the front of the iron. Schwartz is going to take it down and smartly back it up and take the 3. Ball tipped around, and Holman comes away with it.
Yeah, I think Todd McMesser wanted another shot that time. Jenna Cole was clapping her hands. She was open on that left side, but Schwartz didn't see her. 15-point lead for Lincoln East. Jasmine Mosley to Turner. Thought about it from 3. Ball loose on the floor, and we're going to get a reach-in foul. It's going to be on Allison Ehlers, who really started all that by knocking the ball away, and unfortunate for her that she picks up her first foul, 3rd team foul against Lincoln East. Now, here's an amazing stat from yesterday's game between Lincoln East and Millard West. We played an entire second half, and neither team shot bonus free throws. Wow.
Both teams ended up with 4 fouls at the end of the second half of a tight ball game. Here comes Rice against Herring, and she draws the foul.
Yeah. Definitely that time, if you're Chevelle Herring, better off getting to that spot and trying to take the charge. It looked like she went for the ball and got into a collision and maybe is a little shaken up on that play as well.
Yeah, she came up limping just a little bit. Let's see it again. She was close to getting in position, but not enough. Annie Rice, 4 points today, but she's done a lot more.
For the Chieftains, number 32, Rebecca Marsh. And for the Spartans,
Rebecca Marsh will come in, and here comes Katie Holman back off the bench with her 3 fouls. Melissa Hinckley is still on the Lincoln East bench with 3 fouls. But so far, they continue to play as if they don't miss her. The lead is 17 for Lincoln East. A dominating performance so far. But there's still over 12 minutes to go.
They look to Vaughn Turner to do a lot of the ball handling now. Looks like Chevelle Herring's going to have a seat. Just not her afternoon.
And they tried to get it to Holman, and there were too many blue shirts in the way. Sedlak. Halfway through the 3rd quarter, and Lincoln East. Dana Duree. For Schwartz, here's Cole. Tries to back in. Oh, right there. Great recognition. Allison Ehlers, weak side, wide open for 2.
Cole rather, triple team that time. Nice job, eyes in the back of her head, finding her teammate.
Holman, another tough shot. You know, that's about been her only offense. She's got 9 points, and they've all come on shots like that. And look at Jenna Cole.
Nice body control that time. She can use one arm better than any player in the state of Nebraska. The way she can get to the goal, use one arm, and score.
Back up to 19 points the lead. Open 3, short. Offensive rebound, no. A second try. A 3rd try, I should say, and a foul. I think that one's going to be on Rachel Schwartz. Got some reserves in there, trying to gut out some points here for Bellevue East. And we'll see the majority of the starters come back in. 3:11 to go, third quarter. Lincoln East has led from the beginning. Herring will take a three. That has been the story of the day for Chevelle Herring, who is 0 for 7 from beyond the arc and 1 for 10 in this game. Nakia Armstrong with a foul, Bellevue East team's number 6. Dury dribbled it out of bounds. She's only a freshman, though.
I don't think Annie Rice is going to sit long on that bench. I think Coach McMesser right now is going to get her back in the game. She has been a stabilizer, really kept East under control all afternoon.
We've seen freshman contributors in the first 2 games of the day, and you expect that in the smaller classes where there's not as many people going out for basketball. But in Class A, for a freshman to contribute early, it must signal that Dana Dury's got something pretty special. Todd Mitmesser will be glad to have her. Long range 2, short, ball tipped away. Who last touched it? Lincoln East did.
You know, you have to wonder too, John, what the addition of a school like Lincoln Southwest, how that affects the talent in the entire city of Lincoln and where the talent goes. Because you got now a great team at Lincoln Southwest in the making. You imagine if these girls were at Southeast or Lincoln East.
Lob inside, short. Followed her own shot. Bryan back and down. Well, for the most part, Southeast has been the school hardest hit by the addition of Southwest High. Lincoln East is far enough away where they have not really been affected.
That's right.
Jenielle Bryan with the foul. That's the 7th team foul against Bellevue East, and we're going to have free throws. And here comes Melissa Hinckley after about a 3-minute rest. 3 minutes off the clock, that is. She has 3 fouls, but so too does Katie Holman of Bellevue East. And here's Sarah Sedlak, who has 4 points. Make it 5. And she's perfect from the line.
Very popular teammate is Sarah Sedlak. The team really loves her. Senior closing out her career today.
Lead is back to 19 again. They keep trading baskets. Bellevue East has to stop trading now. They need to start getting something more. Turner, look at her jump in there and create. Vonnie Turner flying in and creating that second chance opportunity. Though she didn't come away with the ball, she still kept it alive for her teammate Jenielle Bryan, and now she'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul was on, they have it listed on Annie Rice. I thought they whistled Cole with the foul. I guess that would be impossible with Cole on the bench, so it has to be on Rice. I thought I saw a 1-2, but it was a 1-0.
Jenielle Bryan, 9 points this afternoon. She'll have a seat.
2:09 to go, and that clock's not going to run fast enough the rest of this game for Lincoln East. That's still over 10 minutes of action with another quarter to go. Hinckley will bring it into the front court. I don't know if this is necessarily the matchup they want with Vonnie Turner. They're going to call Turner with the foul, and that really brings the anger from the Bellevue East side.
Boy, that is tough. I mean, you think you've got the player trapped at half court. She's picked up her dribble, and you end up picking up a foul.
And that's her third. And that's the second time she's been whistled for a foul in a situation like that, trying to create something defensively. And you can make an argument if you're Bellevue East that was a good defensive move, not a rule violating move. And now she's going to have to come out, and that's important for Lincoln East. And realizing that, Todd Mitmesser says, let's bring in number 12.
Now at the line for Spartans number 32, Melissa Hinckley, shooting 1-1.
Here's Melissa Hinckley. 6 points, 7 points. Lincoln East as a free throw shooting team has not been all that spectacular. They were 21 of 34 against Lincoln High, but only 4 of 11 against Millard West yesterday. But so far today, as my voice continues to squeak on me for some reason, they're 13 of 14. So that's pretty good shooting. Meantime, the shooting hasn't been so good for Chevelle Herring, and a tie-up as Cole came down with it, but Bellevue East had 2 players on top of her, and Bellevue East, I should say, has the possession arrow.
Yesterday against Lincoln Southeast, those threes were falling, and they're just not dropping today. Sometimes it's just not your day, and now you start to get the sense one of those days might be today for Bellevue East.
0 for 14 beyond the arc. 0 for 15 beyond the arc for Bellevue East.
She's still shooting them, though.
0 for 16 for Bellevue East from three-point range. Can't get back into the game with luck like that, and there's Jenna Cole.
That right there is Jenna Cole's game.
And without Holman in there to guard her, makes it even easier. A 21-point lead for Lincoln East. The biggest of the game. Ball tipped around. Hinckley got her hands on it, and it was last touched by Bellevue East.
If you're a defender and you've got Jenna Cole coming at you, that's not the easiest thing to defend. Jenna Cole, nearly 6 feet tall. She handles the ball so well, but when she decides she wants to go to the basket, it's almost indefensible. That's what makes her game so tough. She can do everything.
Well, we keep waiting for that Bellevue East run. Doubts has to start setting in now. After a season of, in some cases, dominance, and in others, just very solid play, Bellevue East is having by far their worst day of the season here this afternoon.
We hope for the last here, under 40 seconds. No reason to hurry.
No, none at all. Advantage Lincoln East. You can hear Todd Mittmesser screaming, one shot, one shot. He doesn't like where his kids are spaced out on the floor, and now they've backed up. Annie Rice will take it through the lane, give it off. Look at that! Oh my goodness! Annie Rice creates, Rachel Schwartz then gives the ball right back. You can't draw it up any better than that.
Oh, they're having fun now, John. They're just having fun.
A 23-point Lincoln East lead, and it has been teamwork extraordinaire this afternoon.
Programming on NETV is made possible by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Hello, I'm John Davis of Motor Week, congratulating NETV for 50 years of service to Nebraska. It's television you can trust.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
If you're a basketball purist, this game has been a thing of beauty. Watch the touch passing. Ball does not touch the floor. Rachel Schwartz finds Annie Rice on the pass back to Rice. John, this has been a clinic.
There's no other way to explain it. That, combined with all the struggles from the field for Bellevue East as a team shooting 23% and 0 for 16 beyond the arc. That is a recipe for a Lincoln East blowout, and that is what is happening right now. Chevelle Herring was called for the foul. That's her third. So you got Herring, Turner, and Holman, 3 of the top 4 scorers with 3 fouls. It just continues to get worse for Bellevue East.
Look at the scoring for Lincoln East. Rice has 9, Cole 9, Sedlak has 6, Schwartz 11, Melissa Hinckley with 8, Allison Ehlers contributing with 6. It's been a team effort.
Herring will take it up between defenders. That's the Chevelle Herring that we have seen this season. We just caught a glimpse of it right there. And now if you're Lincoln East, I mean, do you start to take a little more time? Or, because let's face it, you've got to run your offense.
Right. I don't think it's important. I think it's important. You can't get tentative here. You still got to attack the goal. I think when you get under 3 minutes, that may be a different story. But hey, you're clicking on all cylinders now. Now, if you start to struggle on offense, then you may take a different approach. But right now, you may as well just stick with what's working.
Yeah, the only problem is you keep waiting for that Bellevue East run to happen, and if you get too tentative, they start getting momentum, and all of a sudden, it's a ball game again. Hinckley threw it away. Here it comes our way. Rice went one way, and Hinckley's pass went the other.
One of the few times East players haven't been on the same page.
Yeah, you're right.
They've known where everybody is this afternoon.
You're right. Scott Jensen screaming out instructions, getting his players to move around on the floor a little bit. Here's Turner through the lane. Beautiful move. But as usual, as has been the story in this game, here comes Hinckley.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, but she missed the layup. Wow, she did everything else right.
That was a nice crossover dribble.
Kind of like Turner on the previous possession. Did everything else right, just didn't make the shot. And Holman is fouled, and is that on Hinckley? I think so. And that would be number 4. No, it is not. That's on Sarah Sedlak. Break for Lincoln East. Even though you're up by 22 with 6.5 minutes to play, you still don't want the threat of losing Melissa Hinckley for the rest of the game, because if it does get close, you want Melissa Hinckley on the floor. Katie Holman makes the first. She has 10 points, along with Danielle Bryan, who has 10. Bonnie Turner's going to get a break on the Bellevue East bench. It's been cut to 20 now. 49-29. If you're wondering, the fewest points Bellevue East has been held to this year was by Victory Christian High School in North Carolina. They were blown out 67-30. As we mentioned, they have not lost to a Class A opponent all season. All their losses came to either out-of-state opponents or to South Sioux City, who is in Class B, but believe me, South Sioux City has been the best team in the state for 10 years running.
And that was a tight loss to South Sioux City. Bellevue East only falling by 1 point, 64-63. So you know this Bellevue East team can play with the best teams. It's just not their day today.
First of 2 as Bellevue East has committed 10 team fouls. Turner comes in, Holman comes in. Hinckley misses the first foul shot. Melissa Hinckley today with 8 points. That was her first miss at the stripe. Makes the second. It's a 21-point game. 6:18 left to play. Here's Herring through the lane. Boy, she's making sometimes the right moves, but
just not falling.
It is not. It's just, you can tell it's just not your day.
Basket's got a lid on it today for her.
And now Herring has just committed her 4th foul, trying to create something. Well, if you're Bellevue East, at least you look at it this way. All your stars come back next year, with the exception of Danielle Bryan, who's a senior, but everyone else is back. Where if you're Lincoln East, you lose a lot of your stars. But before this state tournament started, to a player, Bellevue East said, just because we have a lot of young players and we can take comfort in knowing we'll all be back next year, you've got to win now. If you have the opportunity, you've got to win now, because you just never know when that opportunity will come back. We'll be back. 6 minutes to play in the Class A final.
Imagine what it would be like never to worry about money, knowing that your money is working for you. Nebraska Connects, Your Money Can Help. Chris Farrell, national author and host of Sound Money and Right on the Money, will be joined by the Nebraska Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors to answer your questions. Find out what you can do to manage your money and protect your financial future by watching Nebraska Connects, Your Money with Chris Farrell. April 21st at 7 p.m. Central Time, only on NETV.
Hello, I'm Jim Lara, and I want to congratulate NETV on 50 years of service to Nebraska.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
Lady Spartans of Lincoln East now just 6 minutes away from a Class A state championship. It will be the first state championship for Easton girls basketball since 1987. They can taste it now.
Bellevue East. Chevelle Herring will take the three. In and out. Holman gets the offensive rebound and the basket and a timeout, a 30-second timeout taken by Bellevue East with 5:39 to go. They have, let's see, is that 3 or 2 left? Yes, they have 2 timeouts left. Lincoln East hasn't had to spend any of theirs, and why not? They're up by, most of the second half, you've been up by 20 points or so. There's no reason to take your timeouts. If Lincoln East can hold on here, it will continue a streak by the capital city that dates back to 1990, in which at least one Lincoln public or parochial school has won a state basketball championship in either girls or boys. An unprecedented streak of dominance by one city in one sport. 1990. Annie Rice tied up, and Bellevue East gets it on the alternating possessions. And Todd Mittmesser, even though his team is up by 20, he's not happy with that circumstance. He is intense. If I see a smile, it may be the first time I've ever seen him smile.
He's got to give us one in this post game if Lincoln East were to pull this game out. But you never know.
Turner will take the three, and it's blocked by Cole. And now a travel is called, and Jensen says it was blocked. He can't believe the call. Jensen is furious. It was blocked by Cole, and I'm trying to figure out where the travel is. But he's right. Cole blocked the shot, and man, he's got a gripe there. I got to give him that. But if Lincoln East will have the basketball. Schwartz outside. Now they're going to take their time here. And Bellevue East, I think they're going to just start, they're going to want to start fouling into the corner. Schwartz lost it on the floor, and the ball was kicked. The ball was kicked. It will still be Lincoln East basketball.
I think what Todd Mittmesser wants his team to do is spread out as far as you can, and then just cut. Take the players from the top of the key, most likely Hinckley and Cole, and just cut to the hole.
And there's Hinckley off the inbound. Take your shots when you can get them. She got it. 22-point lead.
Yeah, he'll take that matchup all day. Melissa Hinckley can be anybody one-on-one for Bellevue East.
And the disadvantage is a lot of the star players have the most fouls, and so you've got a lot of reserves on the floor right now for Bellevue East as Turner misses the three, and they are still looking for the first 3-point field goal in 17, make that 18 attempts. Travel called there as Cole fell to the floor with a basketball. And the Bellevue East fans mockingly signaling traveling, wondering where that call was a couple of possessions ago. Holman, long 2. Rebound fought for, Lincoln East comes down with it. And Rice is tied up and fouled, and the question is, who are they going to call it on?
Yeah,
if it's on Turner, it's 4. If it's on Holman, it's 5.
Game's getting very physical here at the last few minutes. Both teams really going at each other. Really, I think out of frustration for Bellevue East, only 23% shooting on the afternoon. I mean, that is just unheard of from the Chieftains.
Yeah.
Lincoln East shooting over 50%. So that tells the story right there.
And I misspoke. Holman, that's her 4th foul, not her 5th. But now you've got Herring and Holman each with 4 fouls. And Herring, boy, this will be a day that she will just as soon forget. 2 of 16 from the field, 0 for 10 from 3-point range, and just 4 points. As Schwartz comes out, into the game is Jenna Schultz, number 30 for Lincoln East. Biggest lead, 24 points for the Spartans. Coming up on the halfway mark here in the 4th quarter. Herring not giving up the ship. Ball was stripped away, Sedlak had it, and there's Holman's 5th foul. So Katie Holman will foul out with 13 points. She has been the lone offensive bright spot, her and Jenielle Bryant. She has 10, but really there hasn't been many offense. Offense has been almost non-existent.
Yeah.
And it's because really some tough luck shooting, because there have been open looks, but this kind of reminds you of some of those Lincoln Southeast boys performances in recent years where the shots just weren't falling. I mean, 0 for 18 from 3-point range. Even if you factor that they make 4, let's just say they make 4 of those shots, that's 12 more points than they have right now, and it's a lot closer than 24 points. Just 4. I mean, 4 of 18, and you would expect even better than that.
Yeah. Holman there goes and has a seat, gets a standing ovation.
It's a 2-shot situation.
And you had to bring up that Lincoln Southeast boys performances, but you're right. That's exactly what it looks like. Just taking the floor and it not being your best.
Yep. 56-31. Biggest lead now for Lincoln East, 25 points. Up and under, nice move. Look at that rebound. Look at Turner. Count the basket.
Good effort.
Gosh, she can get up in the air. She can really get up in the air. And the scary thing is, she's a sophomore. Look at this height. Look at this. Up in the air, a little off balance, grabs it almost with one hand, and creates a 3-point play opportunity.
You know, you look at this game for Bellevue East, yeah, shots haven't fallen, but they just haven't really had a good offensive flow. You know, when Holman got hot in that first half, she didn't really see the ball enough, I don't think. And that, I think, is Chevelle Herring's job as a point guard. You got to get the ball in the hands of the players that are hot at that moment. And I think even Jenielle Bryant, when she caught fire, it just was a tough day flow-wise for the Chieftains to really establish any kind of tempo. You know, John?
Baseball pass. This one's a little bit short, though. But Cole comes down with it. Into the front court. Ball was tipped away by Watts. Lincoln East will keep it alive. Here comes Cole into the front court. Under 4 minutes to go. And they call the foul. Touch foul there on Nakia Armstrong. That is her second. Pretty much Lincoln East will have free throws for the balance of this game. And could have a lot of them. They're 19 of 24 at the stripe here this afternoon.
Alyssa Hinckley headed to University of Nebraska Kearney next year. committed to play basketball. You know, I thought there was a chance that either Hinckley or Jenna Cole would maybe be suiting up in red next year. But Cole headed to the University of Denver, Hinckley going to UNK.
And for Cole, she wanted to go to Denver. She wanted to change the scenery.
Yeah.
And there's some scenery in Denver. If you can get through the smog, you see the mountains. Open three, still looking for that first tray. Is Bellevue East. And another foul. Well, the matchup just never materialized, mainly on Bellevue East's inability to make baskets. But Lincoln East, and a lot of this stems from the fact that they've had a lot more success shooting, obviously, but it seems to me as if Lincoln East has just had better teamwork on both ends of the floor than Bellevue East. Rice makes one of two. It's a 24-point lead. And you have to believe that somewhere there, some of that senior experience. There's the first three. Rebecca Marsh comes from an unlikely source. It was a long three, but they finally get one. Their first in 20 attempts. Down, up underneath, travel. Jenna Schultz. A little excited. She wants to crack into that scoring column. She had a three against Lincoln High on Thursday night. Underneath, little baby hook. No, once again, look at Turner.
Nice ability. She's got some great ability there. There's Vonnie Turner.
A 19-point lead now, and a foul is committed by Jasmine Mosley. That is her fourth.
This Vonnie Turner's only a sophomore too, so a lot of basketball left in her high school career.
Here's Jenna Cole.
But yeah, you mentioned the teamwork. It just, for the Lady Chieftains, it just haven't been on the same page.
Cole not even dribbling the basketball when she gets it at the free throw line. She makes one of two. She has 10 points. It's been a quiet 10 points, though, in some aspects. Here's Herring. Finally! She's got to just be breathing a sigh of relief. Her first in 11 attempts. 59-42. It's a 17-point lead, but less than 3 minutes to go. It's going to be tough to come back. Back after this.
Nebraska. You live and play here. You raise your family here. So do we. ACE, community owned, community operated. Your hometown choice for natural gas.
One moment in American history, one place in time, one man with a vision.
Solomon Butcher, Frontier Photographer. Don't miss it March 21st at 7:30 Central Time on NETV.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska.
(59-42) your score with 2 minutes 52 seconds left to go in this Class A state championship. Jenna Cole getting the ball on the inbounds, and she is fouled.
And this is what it's going to be like, fouls. And as I mentioned, a lot of the stars in this game have 3 or 4 fouls, so you got to do line changes, literally entire line changes, so that you don't lose your stars. Jenna Cole will shoot 2. (60-42), and we'll see Herring and Turner and Mosley all come back in, but they're each playing with 4 fouls. Actually, Turner's got 3. misses the second. 18-point lead. Under 3 minutes to go. Herring will pull up from 3.
They're kind of giving that shot to her now.
Yeah, why not? Ball loose on the floor, and they call a travel. Wow. Bellevue East will inbound. They'll give it to Herring. They'll swing it around for Turner. Turner will try to take it up and under the lane. Ball loose on the floor. Tie up Lincoln East basketball.
Lincoln East basketball.
With 2:29 left, and now we're going to have another line change and reserves coming in. Jessica Powers, Nakia Armstrong, Jaquana Watts, Amber Quinn. Their role, foul. Or get a steal, preferably get a steal, but stops on the dribble. Here they lost it, Hinckley got it back, and there's the foul on Armstrong. And now here comes the line change. But first we will have free throws for Melissa Hinckley.
Oh boy, it's fun to watch the Lincoln East student section do their thing. I'd say the Spirit Award was probably out of their grasp at this point, but it has been fun. Nothing mean-spirited, just having a little fun.
Wholesale changes, 5 for 5. And predominantly starters with the exception of Katie Holman and Danielle Bryan on the floor for Bellevue East. The lead is back up to 20 with 2:17 to go.
Well, so far with state wrestling going to Lincoln East, and now the ladies taking control here of this Class A game, I'd say Lincoln East has ruled the winter season.
Jump ball is called. Bellevue East gets it on the alternating possession. You're right about that. Lincoln East winning, that was 3 in a row for them, right? Yep. 3 in a row for boys wrestling. And girls basketball looks like another winner. Turner, look at that. From about 27 feet away.
She's going to be a star.
Yes, she is. Granted, that's not her shot, but in desperation, desperate times call for desperate measures, as Chevelle Herring, I believe, has fouled out. Yes, she has. A day that she will want to put in the shredder. 3 of 20, 1 of 13 from three-point range, and just 7 points. After scoring 15 each of the last 2 days.
When you have a shooting day like that, you're just not going to beat Lincoln East. There's a touchy shot right there. Scott Jensen giving Chevelle Herring a hug, even though she has probably one of the worst days of her career. Still, a lot of good basketball ahead for her and for the Bellevue East team.
First foul shot is good. Annie Rice, what a first half she had, and it wasn't necessarily from her points. It was from her ball handling and her passing.
Oh, yeah. Big difference in there. She played like a senior, and she's just a junior.
Turner will take it in. No good. Rebound pulled down by Cole. She's fouled. And Bellevue East not giving up the ship, but I'm afraid they are just delaying the inevitable.
Todd Messer, too. 142 is probably still too much time. He wants that state championship. You wonder if he's ever going to unload his bench. I'm sure once we get under a minute, he probably will.
Well, does anyone have a pair of clippers? That would make for good television. Just shave his head right now.
Oh, well, don't worry. I will make sure he follows through on that promise in the postgame.
Was that a smile?
It looks like, no, it didn't quite make it there. He's got to show teeth for it to be a smile. There's the more stoic approach.
You know, when he sees the tape of this, he's just going to hate us.
Oh, boy.
19-point Lincoln East lead, 1:40 to go. Lincoln East still playing that tight defense. They're going to contest everything. Take nothing for granted. Rebound And a foul is going to be on Hinckley. That'll send Trayton Yates, T-R-E-I-G-H-T-I-N, Trayton Yates, to the foul line.
At the line, number 33, Trayton Yates, shoots 2.
And John, already after this game, we're halfway home here on this championship Saturday. Still 3 games to go.
D1 final, C1 final, and the B final, all coming up.
Not before, though, enjoying this moment. There's some great players for Lincoln East that are going to have a seat. Here comes...
There was teeth. I thought I saw teeth.
There we go. Sarah Sedlak takes a seat. She's a senior. Melissa Hinckley closing out her career. Jenna Cole, a big round of applause for her. What careers these ladies have put together. And then Annie Rice, the junior.
All getting their plaudits from this crowd here at the Class A championship. Of course, those on the Lincoln East side. Tie-up is called. It will be Lincoln East basketball. (64-46).
And we got a shot of the Lincoln East bench there, just all smiles, happy faces. These ladies know that they are going to walk away with something they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Jenna Schultz into the front court. Final minute and 17 seconds left in this one. It is all over. Spartans just assume run out the rest of the clock. They don't need to get off a last-second shot or a last shot of any kind. Rachel Anderson in. Look underneath, little trap, and the ball taken away by Bellevue East. Under a minute to go. Down the floor is Watts. Danielle Bryant still in there for Bellevue East. In the corner, Amanda Cook. Watts stops, turns it around, 40 seconds to go. Rebound pulled down by Amanda Leitner. 30 seconds to a state championship for Lincoln East. Watts takes it away. She'll lay it up, and good. 16 points, as close as it's been for a long time.
Time to celebrate. Lincoln East, #1 most of the season. They have waited for this moment for 1 year since losing to Southeast last year, and it is about to happen.
6 seconds to go.
And you just had a feeling last year when they came up short on that game against Southeast that they were going to be back here today. You just kind of had that feeling last year with the good nucleus, Jenna Cole, Melissa Hinckley, Rachel Schwartz, Sarah Sedlak returning. You just had a feeling Lincoln East was going to be here today.
To the foul line goes Jaquana Watts. As Jenny O'Brien, one of only 2 seniors on this team, gets a standing ovation as she comes off the floor. Gotta be tough for her, because while the rest of these players will probably be the odds-on favorite to be back here and win this thing next year, she won't be back with them. Six seconds to go. Clear out the trophy case and bring on the Clippers, Lincoln East state champions. Lincoln East 64, Bellevue East 50. The Class A championship game is history, and we will be back after this.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne. NETV has provided Nebraska with excellent educational services for 50 years. I want to wish them continued success.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
East by 14, and they win their 3rd overall girls state basketball title, but their first in well over a decade. We'll meet both teams, but first, the introduction of the Sportsmanship Award in Class A. Let's go back to public address announcer Rich Broderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nebraska Coaches Association and the Nebraska Athletic Administrators Association are proud to support the positive aspects of high school athletics. Good sportsmanship is a key factor in our philosophy, and at this time, we are pleased to present the Class A Sportsmanship Award. The trophies are graciously donated by Awards Unlimited. Making the presentation is Bill Carlin of Adams Central High School. Ladies and gentlemen, the Class A Sportsmanship Award winner is Lincoln Southeast High School. Receiving the award is Larry Mutzgard. Congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Nebraska School Activities Association is pleased to present medals and trophies to both of these outstanding teams. The awards will be presented by NSAA Board of Control members Dr. Brian Marr of Centennial and Glenn Morgan of Neely Oakdale. They will be assisted by U.S. Bank Representative Doug Carlo. First, here are the awards for the 2004 Class A runner-up from Bellevue East High School. Go head coach Scott Jensen and your assistant step toward to the middle of the court to present the silver medals to each member of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 4, Jaquana Watts. Number 23, Jessica Powers. Number 32, Rebecca Marsh. Number 33, Trayton Yates. Number 35, Amanda Cook. Number 42, Amber Quinn. Number 24, Vonnie Turner. Number 40, Jasmine Mosley. Number 13, Chevelle Herring. Number 50, Katie Holman. And the seniors, number 22, Nikia Armstrong. And number 44, Janielle Bryan. All of you are welcome to receive the runner-up trophy for your school. Congratulations, Bellevue East High School, 2004 Class A State Runners-Up. And now to the champions from Lincoln East High School. First, head coach Todd Mittmesser, we have a special award for you. Now, coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 42, Whitney Wells. Number 44, Dana Duree. Number 22, Jamie Tomasek. Number 30, Jenna Schultz. Number 34, Amanda Leitner. Number 40, Allison Ehlers. Number 52, Rachel Anderson. Number 10, Annie Rice. Number 20, Rachel Schwartz. And now the seniors. Number 12, Jenna Cole. Number 14, Sarah Sedlak. And number 32, Melissa Hinckley. And now, all of you are welcome to receive the state championship trophy. Congratulations to the Spartans of Lincoln East High School, the 2004 Class A state basketball champions.
So the Spartans atone for last year. They were one of 3 teams who were runner-up last year, who came back on Championship Saturday this year. Banner County didn't quite pull it off in the last game, but Lincoln East certainly did with authority. 14-point win, but believe me, they were up by a lot more than that throughout the afternoon. Scott Jensen, he won this title 2 seasons ago, and we're hoping for bigger and better things today, but it was not to be for the Chieftains. He is standing by with Kyle D'Elia. Kyle?
Thanks, John. And Coach Jensen, his dad, Jensen Riley, nice enough to join Dad and us here. Coach, first off, hats off, a great season. I appreciate you coming over. I know you got talented, great athletes. How much were they surprised right off the bat about, you know, the style and how the Spartans came at them? I mean, were they shocked? I mean, is it tough to handle?
I don't think we were shocked. I just give Lincoln East a lot of credit. They came out, they played hard, they were ready to play today. They were very physical and aggressive, and it was meant to be for them today.
Very class, well said. You guys shot better at the very end. My point is, you know, you're smiling. People look at the shots, but you just said East. I don't want to say game over early, but flow. The Spartans took it early, took the tempo. They had a lot of respect for you. They didn't want a half-court game. They didn't want to see your defense. They put their style, and their style won out.
They did. I give them a lot of credit. They were, like I said, they were very physical, very aggressive, and we couldn't get a 3 to drop. It seemed like, I think we missed our first 16, 17 shots from 3-point range, and when they're not going like that, you know it's going to be a long day.
Hey, I appreciate it, Coach. Riley, go enjoy a meal with Dad. Thanks, Coach Jensen.
Thank you.
Already penciled in, I'm sure, for the favorite next year. Bellevue East, the runner-up, gracious. You just watch Coach Jensen lead his Chieftains. You can't admire. That's how a leader is supposed to be. He's the runner-up, but of course, Andrew has your 2004 Lincoln East Spartan champions after the break.
Bryan LGH West is bringing advanced neuroscience technology to Nebraska, offering the state's first gamma knife radiosurgery to non-invasively treat brain tumors and severe facial pain, and working with Nebraska's only physician specially trained in coiling for brain aneurysms. Just 2 examples of our commitment to neuroscience care for Nebraskans and our neighbors. Bryan LGH, the first name in healthcare.
Programming on NETV is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 15 years, Education Quest has offered free college planning services. These services include scholarship searches, student loan information, college selection, and help with completing financial aid application. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments are available at 666-3721.
Pure power. Grace that defies the tons of steel and iron in its frame. No other steam locomotive in the world is bigger and still under power. Hear that train a-comin'. Saturday, March 20th on NETV.
Celebrating 50 years of service to Nebraska, this is NETV and NETV Digital Television, a service of Nebraska Educational Telecommunications.
Lincoln East, their third Class A championship in school history, 64-50 over Bellevue East. Taking a look at the final stats in this one, as Scott Jensen mentioned, they missed their first 17 threes. They ended up making 3 for the entire game, and that, of course, brings the field goal percentage way down to just 27%, while Lincoln East was hot from the beginning. Rebounds, pretty even. Lincoln East actually committed more turnovers, but the way that things developed for Bellevue East as far as shooting is concerned, that really set the pace. Quickly, 4 players in double figures for Lincoln East, led by Melissa Hinckley with 13, Jenna Cole double-double, 12 and 11, and Katie Holman with 13 for Bellevue East. Well, Andrew, do you have your clippers out?
Oh, John, we'll get to that in just a second. At 33 years old, Todd Messer has his first state championship, and I'm sure right now, Coach, especially after what happened last year, just pure exhilaration right now.
Sure, I don't know how to act.
You got some pretty talented seniors on this team. How are you going to remember this team?
Well, I'll remember them for how hard they worked after, last year, coming up a little bit short, and how hard they worked in the off season and all through the season to get back here and get a chance to win it.
What does this mean to Lincoln East? You guys just won state wrestling, but you haven't had a girls basketball title since '87.
I think it means a lot for athletics for our school. We've got a lot of very talented athletes, not just in girls basketball, and I think it really helps because the kids get involved, and it helps the whole school population out when you have some success.
Now, there was a popular sign going around the arena today. I want you girls to tell me, too, and Coach, who is this good-looking guy right here? That is Coach Todd McMesser, what he's going to look like. Are you going to hold your promise now?
I think I have to.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, enjoy this one. Let's bring in some of your players now. Annie Rice. Come on in, Annie. A fabulous game. You're just a junior. The way you were able to come on, I thought you hit a huge shot yesterday against Millard West to tie that game, and then the way you just kind of led your team today, just talk about it.
I just went out and played for the team. We just went it so long, and we were here and we needed to do it, so.
This has been a special group that you have played with. A lot of them leave next year. How are you going to remember this particular team?
Oh, we're just so close, and inside jokes, practice, we always make them fun, and I don't know.
It really got physical out there for a moment, didn't it? Those girls were coming after you, huh?
Yeah. Yes, very much. They would, on the rebounds especially, they would just plow us over, and yeah.
Annie Rice, congratulations.
Thank
Let's
you.
bring in some of your teammates now. Rachel Schwartz. Come on in here, Rachel. Now, basketball is not even your first love, but a heck of a tournament. How fun has this been for you?
Oh, extremely fun. We wanted to go out here and win it because last year we came short, so we are just ready.
What does this mean to Lincoln East to take home this title?
I think it means a lot. Just like with our 3 seniors, we wanted them to go out with a win, and so that's what we went for.
Rachel Schwartz, let's get some of your teammates in here. Husker volleyball recruit, congratulations on that too. We'll talk a lot about that next year, of course. Sarah Sedlak, of course, always remember that big shot against Omaha West Side, but this was a new season and you guys proved it.
Yeah, it was a new season and we just came out and worked as hard as we could.
What are you going to remember about Lincoln East basketball?
I think all the girls, we've been so close, and I mean, as Annie said, we have a ton of inside jokes and we have fun at practice every day, so.
Are you going to shave Coach's head?
I might help.
Let's get your 2 teammates in here. We want to bring Melissa Hinckley and Jenna Cole in here. Guys, come on in, because we've only got 1 minute left. You guys come on in here. Now, okay, you're going to UNK, you're going to Denver to play basketball, but where does this rank in your basketball career?
It's really high because it's every senior's dream, and just winning a state championship is just awesome, and we're just really excited.
Melissa, you hit the big shot yesterday. Today you weren't as needed, but still a heck of an effort.
and what a way to finish off your career.
Oh yeah, we've been working for this since we were freshmen. I mean, it's a great way to finish off our season.
Now, I want you guys, what do you have to tell your student body at Lincoln East? I mean, obviously there's going to be one party tonight, I imagine, huh?
Yeah. They just were very supportive, and yeah, we're really excited.
Well, listen, we at 10-11 covering you guys all season. Very proud of you guys. Congratulations. Awesome performance. All right, Jenna Cole on the right, Melissa Hinckley on the left. Two great basketball players that have just been a joy to cover. The Class A champion is Lincoln East, and that concludes our first session of coverage here from Devaney Center. But we still have a lot more basketball to go throughout the day. We've still got C1, D1,